Dodgers behind a 5-run fourth inning win Shohei Ohtani's pitching debut. Shohei goes just one inning, but it was a fun night, and it ends in a Dodger win.
Really exciting to see Shohei back on the mound, and the telltale sign will be how does he come out of it tomorrow morning? How does he feel? As far as the Dodgers, that 5-run fourth, outstanding, right? Batted around, and it looked like the way things started that Dylan Cease was going to be unhittable tonight. 5 of the first 6 striking out swinging, but Dodgers had none of that come the fourth inning.
This stretch here where, they waited for 2 months to face the Padres or the Giants. It's been a successful run here, 5-2 over these first 7 games against them.
Yeah, headline news. Dodgers are good, right? and look at, and they're not even, Dodgers aren't even at full strength, going to get better. But I think what this shows is they are a complete team, even without their stars, and things are only going to get better.
All right, game 2 of this 4-game series comes tomorrow night.
Dave, obviously you guys got the win, but the buzz was about Shohei pitching again. How did that first inning look for you?
I thought it was great. Obviously, gave up a run, but I thought the stuff was really good. Much better as far as the fastball velocity than I think anyone anticipated. Hit 100. I was thinking 95 to 97, but I think that just a competitor adrenaline came out in him, and they built an inning. I thought he made some really competitive pitches, but overall, just really positive day for us. And today, I don't think it affected his offense. And like I said before the game, tomorrow we'll be telling to see how it feels as far as fatigue. But I thought overall pretty exciting.
Where was he as far as his limit? Was he getting close to his pitch limit?
I wasn't going to push him past 30. So Bogarts was going to be his last hitter.
Has that been your biggest takeaway, just watching him these last couple of months, is how well this stuff is, or just how kind of electric it is, even coming off of the second TJ?
I think that's part of it. Seeing how he's just managed the emotions of it all. You got to be extremely disciplined to be able to kind of put your mind and body in the position to do that. But the stuff, like I said, I didn't expect to see 100 tonight. I didn't expect to see the command that he had tonight. And the stuff was really good.
He said he expects to pitch once a week. Are you cool with that?
Yeah, I think that's the plan. So, you're talking 6 or 7, 8 days, something like that. And we'll see how he is, and whether it's another 1 inning the next time, or 2 innings. I don't know that yet, but it's kind of a read and react situation.
Hey, you were standing, I think, right next to him when he was leaning up against the railing and putting on his batting gloves and his elbow guard right after pitching. Seeing that take place, that transition.
It was really surreal. It was, I don't know if surreal is a word, but it was just really interesting to see him just go straight from the mound to the on-deck circle to get his stuff on, and declined a thing of water from Yosh, and Bob Guerin got him a towel and wiped sweat off his forehead. But then to go up and take it at bat, it's just, and to see him come into the dugout from the pen, all that stuff, I was kind of fanboying for like a half an inning.
Dave, it seemed like he was a lot more expressive on the mound today than we've seen him maybe in the batter's box. I think he himself has kind of talked about, kind of different mindsets he has hitting and pitching. Do you see almost like a different personality?
Yes, yeah, and I talked to, people that have had him before, Phil Nevin being one, and he, I guess as a pitcher, he shows a lot more emotion, and gets frustrated when things don't go well, or he doesn't do what he's supposed to do. On the mound, I think he's a little animated in the sense of a couple of calls that were close. There was a check swing from Manny. But yeah, I'm still gathering information. But yeah, he was a little more animated than typically he is. Yeah.
That pitcher persona, did it remind you of anybody at all?
Not yet. I don't have that comp yet, but just the physicality, just the kind of coming after you, the stuff. I like the way he challenged the hitters, but I don't have a comp quite yet.
Is the plan, if he's going to go every week or every 6 days, to have Ben piggyback him like you did tonight, at least as he builds back?
We'll see, Michael. Obviously that would be Sunday, so we'll see if it's Sunday. It could be Saturday, it could be Monday, it could be Sunday. So there's not one set in stone yet.
What changed against Cease, first 3 innings?
I thought early on the slider, like in San Diego, was bottomed out at the knees. The fastball was 100 at the top of the zone, and then the second time around, he started to miss up a little bit. We got more wood on it. So I think that just the location, just the slide was up a tick higher than it was.
What happened on the hit by pitch from Padres, and what was sort of the reaction?
No, it was, I don't think it was intentional. It just never feels good to get hit on the arm by 100. So I think Andy was just more frustrated. I don't think there was intent behind it, and it got diffused quickly.
Dave, who pitches tomorrow for you?
We're still talking about it. It's going to be a bullpen day, clearly. I don't know who's going to take the bulk of the game. Don't know who's going to start the game. We're contemplating a couple lefties, a couple righties, so we're going to talk about it, but I'll inform the Padres as soon as I hear tonight.
I mean, Sheehan on Wednesday.
Emmett will start on Wednesday, yeah.
With Shohei, obviously there was a lot of excitement, but was there like a sense of relief almost?
I don't know. I just think that we've done everything the right way as far as the process, so it's not like we were kind of nervous as far as how he was going to feel or anything like that. So I wouldn't say relief. I think we're just kind of excited that we finally got that first one under our belt.
I know it was only 1 inning, but he looked, like himself in the batter's box, had 2 hits, had the RBIs. So how did that make you feel about him handling a bigger workload on the mound and being able to still continue to produce play?
Felt good about it, and I don't think you really know until you know, and we'll see how it comes out tomorrow. But as far as tonight, I just think that there was a lot of adrenaline still that got him through it, and it didn't certainly affect the offensive performance, yeah.
Hey, when you saw 100 from Shohei, were you excited or were you concerned that he might be going a little too hard his first time out?
Maybe more the latter. Understand it, but I was just kind of, hoping for a more tempered 97, 96 than 100. But when you're a competitor, you're just trying to get guys out. And if you have 100 in the tank, you're going to use it, and that's what he does.
Do you think he's able to compartmentalize so well because he's out there like having so much fun, there's so much joy in how he plays?
I know he's having fun doing it. I know he loves the challenge. I think he's just able to compartmentalize things. I just think that's who he is. And he just has a way of kind of focusing on whatever task is at hand. And he enjoys that process of it. I don't think he's just kind of, just jovial about being a two-way player. I think he just really takes pride in being really good at it too.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So obviously there was a lot of energy in the stadium tonight. What was it like for the team playing behind Shohei?
Yeah, it was fun. It was exciting to see him back out there. Obviously he's incredible in the batter's box, but I think for all of us to see him get back on the mound was a really cool moment for all of us. And stuff is electric. But when you haven't pitched in that long of a time and you don't really get a chance to do it in rehab games, maybe the fans not going to be like kind of what was up.
You've seen him do it with the Angels, but to be on this side of it, was it a bit surreal?
Yeah, we always understood how hard it was to pitch and then come in and hit, but seeing him come off the mound and not even go into the dugout, but I don't know, it kind of hit a little different, seeing it from our side now, being like, man, that's incredible what he's able to do. And he threw 25, 30 pitches, whatever it was in the first inning, and then didn't even get a drink of water, just put his helmet on and went right into the batter's box. That's really hard to do.
So were you surprised at how well he performed?
I'm always surprised by him. He never stops surprising me, so it's we'll see how it progresses out for him.
And when you think about that, not only is it a big lift for him, it's a big lift for the rest of the team to see him do that.
Yeah, absolutely. His we obviously think very highly of him, and so to get him back, doing something that he loves to do, which is pitch, it's fun for us.
Were you surprised to see 100 up on the radar
there? No, because we were seeing 95, 96 in his sim games, and you start packing the stands a little bit, you get that extra adrenaline, so not too surprised by that.
Did you forget? It's been 2 years, so you forget what he looks like as a pitcher?
Well, he's different now. He's pitching out of a windup. You know, so he didn't pitch out of a windup before, so yeah, it's a little different.
Max, you put the team ahead in that rally against Cease, 5-run fourth inning. What changed between the first 3 innings for you guys to be able to get to him in that inning?
You know, I think he just made a couple mistakes, left a couple balls up in the zone. I know for me, the curveball that I hit was, you know, was kind of middle of the plate, and you know, the first at bat, he really didn't miss anything above the bottom of the zone. And so I think he just, you know, just made a couple mistakes, and we were able to capitalize on it. It was good for us.
Thank you.
Well, obviously a big win for you guys, but there was a lot of buzz about Shohei pitching. What was it like catching him in that first inning?
Yeah, it was fun. Fun to see him out there at Dodger Stadium for the first time pitching. You know, hopefully a lot more innings to come.
Did you feed off the adrenaline of the stadium and just, you know, being there behind the plate for him?
Yeah, it was definitely cool. You know, you could feel the excitement. You could see, you know, all the fans that flocked to the bullpen to see him warm up. So everyone was excited. We were excited. So it's good to see him out there.
What did you think about the pitches themselves, like his execution, just not having pitched in 663 days and being out there?
Yeah, I mean, I was so impressed, you know. It's tough getting out there for the first time, you know, big game, starting different team than you've been before. So just try to get him settled in. So it's hard to settle in after 1 inning. I thought he did a great job. I'm sure, you know, next time, whatever that is, will be, you know, maybe a little better. So it's Shohei. So, you know, we expect a whole lot from him.
What changed against Cease in that 4th inning?
We just started collecting hits. You know, we got on base, soft contact, balls fell in the outfield, took good at bats, and you know, a couple big hits.
It's all, with all the things that Shohei's gone through, it's almost like he's a medical marvel.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty normal TJ timeline. I feel like for him. Yeah.
His velocity was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Was that pretty much what you thought it would be?
Yeah. I mean, I know his bullpens, his lives, he's throwing hard. So you throw a little extra adrenaline in there. Probably gonna go out there and throw a little harder. I know he touched 199 and all that, so it's good to see.
Well, Ohtani always seems almost supernatural. Did he seem a little nervous tonight? Did he seem a little human?
No, he didn't seem nervous at all. You know, he was excited. He's been looking forward to this moment for a while. I know that. So it's good to see him out there.
What was his attitude before the game? You guys talked about a game plan, and what was that like?
Yeah, it seemed like a normal day for him. Yeah, we definitely met, came with the game plan. Yeah, he seemed not nervous at all, just, you know, excited, ready to help the team win. Get out there, you know, pitching in.
Thank you. Can you ask him how he feels about his performance this year?
パフォーマンス振り返って結果的にはそこまでいい結果だったとは言えないですけど、まず今日投げ終えて、また次も投げれそうな雰囲気があることがまず一歩前進かなと思います。
Not quite happy with the results overall, but I think the biggest takeaway for me is that I feel, you know, good enough to be able to make the next out.
Was he a little nervous going out tonight?
少し緊張はしましたか？
そうですね、野手よりは緊張しましたね。
Yeah, definitely a little bit more than when I was solely a position player.
Jerry, were you surprised the velocity was as high as it was? Or just how did you feel about how the stuff played tonight?
球速上がったのにびっくりしましたが。
そうです。なるべく95、6ぐらいで投げたいなとは思ってたんですけど、やっぱりその試合のレベルでマウンドに行くと上がってしまうのかなっていうのがあったので、最後のボガーツ選手の打席に関してはリラックスして最後投げれたので、そこも一つ良かったと思います。
I was aiming to sit 95, 96, but the game intensity really allowed me to throw a little harder, and I was able to adjust back to be able to throw 95, 96 against Bogarts in the last at bat.
Did you expect to do this kind of once a week moving forward and building up kind of the 2 innings and 3 innings in game action like this?
週1投げて、2イニング、3イニングっていう、なんかそういう過程になるんですかね。
そうですね、100マイル近くまず術後投げたのは初めてなので、明日以降の反応を見たいなと思いますし、1週間に1回投げつつ、またイニングを少しずつ伸ばしていけたら、ブルペンにとっても少しでも負担が減るのかなと思います。
That's my expectation, but I did hit 100 today, so I want to see first where my body feels and how it reacts, And yes, but the expectations for me to go once a week, hopefully to be able to go a little longer every time I'm out there, so that the bullpen won't be so taxed.
Is playing in a game where you're doing both at the same time, is that more fun? Is that so, do you get something more like emotionally out of those types of games than maybe your standard game where you're just hitting?
二刀流でプレーしている気持ちよくダブルっていうか楽しいですか？
そうですね、比較的体がずっとこう温まってゲームに入っている状態で今日は打席にはいているので、感覚的にはやっぱり DH よりスムーズに打席が過ごせる感じはしますね。
What I noticed is that when I warm up to pitch in a game, I'm already really warmed up, going into the game. So I did feel a lot better today overall than when I'm just DHing.
Shohei, you haven't pitched in almost 2 years, so what was it like just to be on the big league mound again, a game with a sold-out crowd?
2年ぶりのマウンドで、もういろんな観客の前でどうでしょう？
そうですね、本当に感謝しかないというか、ここまで2回目の手術で、シートの方もそうですし、トレーナーの方もそうですし、ずっとサポートしてもらってここまで来れたので、今日は結果云々関係なく、本当にそういう人たちに対して、すごく感謝の気持ちというか、それをマウンドで出せたのが良かったかなと思います。
I'm just really grateful, reflecting back on all the support that I received from the doctor who operated on me, the support staff on the team, and everybody who supported me along the way. So I'm just grateful that, aside from the results, to be able to show and be grateful for the moment that I had today.
Thanks, Mo. No questions, Japanese clubhouse.
Talked to Ruben about it. He's like, man, he made some good pitches, and even the eye test proved it. They found some gaps, found some space in the outfield, but, I thought he threw the ball well overall, and, they just put together good at-bats.
He had off to a great start. First 8 batters, he struck out 6.
Right.
And things changed. Did he convey to you what might have gone wrong?
No, I don't. Listen, he was really good, really sharp. Like you said, punch outs early, crisp, ball coming out, 99, a lot of life, a lot of where it was going. No, he just fell behind on at bat to Smith. He took the ball in the breaking ball down the line, and they found some grass. He just executed some pitches, and they took some good at bats. There's really nothing more to say than that.
Your first inning, there's a lot of excitement tonight, of course.
Yeah.
And you guys did well in the first. Shohei, what were your thoughts about that inning?
I just loved the at bats we took right off the bat. Pun intended. Toddy was really, really good, and. We just took good at bats and were able to score a run off of him, and it's good to see him back out there, and he was knocking a little bit of rust off, I thought, but we took some good at bats and battled our tails off.
Seemed like those at bats continued at least for a few innings where you guys were getting deep and making some things happen. What did you think of the bats throughout the night?
I thought the at bats were good. Listen, Toddy again, great at bats. Louis, good at bats. Manny, the opposite field homer. Bogey, laces a ball in the gap to score a run and get us the lead right back, punch back. Sheets with the knock. So a lot of the top guys were taking good at bats.
How did you make of the situation in the 4th inning? Baez was hit, and I know you went out there, and Dave went out there.
Yeah, he had a reaction, and once the reaction takes place, we're gonna make sure everybody's calm. You have follow up, AJ?
I was just going to ask about Dylan just generally. He's been so close several times this year. For him to have the stuff that it looked like he had tonight and maybe not get the results on paper, is that tough or frustrating?
Yeah, it's tough because he had the stuff. Clearly had the stuff, and what's frustrating wasn't like he was just hit all over the yard in a sense of just barrels, but they put together good at bats, and they thrown together good at bats, and they were able to find some grass. So yeah, it'd been nice to clearly battle one of those tight games, and it just big inning got away from us a little bit. Bullpen kept it there though. You got to give Wandy credit, and Morgan was fantastic. To hold it right there, give us a couple swings away from tying it.
As one of the Dodgers' main competitors, now they get Shohei. Did you feel a little like, oh, now they got this guy back? Do you have any of that concern or
Not really.
him being back?
Yeah, listen, we know that they have a good team. We have a good team. They have star power. We have star power. I really can't put a lot of mental energy obviously going to be aware and, be prepared to compete against them. But, whoever they have, they have. We show up and play our game, and we take our shot, and, feel pretty good about that, shaking hands a lot of nights.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you.